Halito, a famihimona na yopa ankana, sa hochepo yo Brian Oaster, lepat high country news. Hey, green energy enthusiasts. We're all so glad that you're so excited about getting rid of those nasty fossil fuels and replacing them with renewable resources, but can we do it in a way that doesn't replicate extractive colonialism and produce a greenwashed iteration of Manifest Destiny? HCN's climate justice fellow Sarah Sax spoke with folks at the Yakima Nation who are protesting what amounts to a giant hydro battery being constructed on top of a sacred site. They, like many others, don't want to see the green boom perpetuate climate injustice. Sarah Sax also brings us this story about eelgrass. Now, if you've never heard of eelgrass, it's not eels and it's not grass, but it is pretty good for Pacific Northwest oysters. And while the Army Corps of Engineers is trying to open up virtually endless stretches of shoreline to destructive commercial shellfish farming, the Swinomish tribe has started a commercial oyster fishery of their own on intact eelgrass beds to demonstrate that taking care of the ecosystem is actually good for the animals you're trying to eat. How about that? In Elko, Nevada, what do you get if you combine one big gold mining company with another big gold mining company in the same town? You get a giant gold mining company that runs the whole town. Then they smash the union. Then they encroach upon tribal lands. They could exploit a captive workforce that basically has nowhere else to work. Why not? HCN's Nick Bowlin partnered with Daniel Rothberg from the Nevada Independent. They dug deep into how all this is playing out in rural northern Nevada, where a small town depends on the gold mining industry. Without putting too fine a point on it, the local consensus seems to revolve around that forbidden M word, the one that rhymes with goldbopoly. Sedona, Arizona is home to Enchantment Resort, a charming facility where wealthy patrons can take a mountain bike tour to learn about Native American teachings, while the actual Yavapai Apache people have to go through the side gate to access their sacred lands, which the resort is literally, physically, gatekeeping. You want to read about this from the perspective of a Yavapai Apache citizen who also happens to be an assistant professor of Native American Studies at Dartmouth? Yeah, I bet. I do too. Let's get reading. Maurice Crandall brings us a brand new op-ed that's sure to make you feel good about the time you didn't buy tickets to that Native American ceremony. There's lots more to read at hcn.org. As usual, I'm Brian Oaster, and now you know the West. Chipis la chiki.